filled it up really so. You filled up your book? You don't want to be filling, you fill up the book. You can move on from the lunch. Got one at home, ready to go. I know. I have so many, with every gift giving occasion, Mother's Day, Christmas, birthday, anniversary, somebody gets me a notebook. Oh, the kids give you a notebook? Okay. Yeah, well, and that is too.
That's
They're
nice.
nice.
They know you. Yep. Problem is, then I can't carry this one with me.
Today,
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to break myself free of it. And whatever was written in here stays in here. Move on and, oh, yeah, it's after 6, sorry.
shooting breeze.
We're just chit chatting away. Okay. All right, recording started. Ooh, like, volume's high. Okay. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Middleton Finance and Personnel meeting, and we will call the meeting to order. And Bill, would you please start us with some roll call?
Here.
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 All right, thank you very much. Approval of the minutes. Any comments from members?
No.
I'll accept the minutes as they've been submitted. And audit of the bills.
No additions.
All right,
All right,
I'll
go ahead.
make a motion for approval of auditing of the bills.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. All right. Get to my outline. Moving on, resolutions. 2026-08, amending the 2026 budget advance funds for the tax incremental finance district number 7 and 8 creation. Fiscal impacts $100,000. This resolution authorizes the advance of $100,000 from the tax incremental finance district 5 to fund professional services for the creation of 2 new districts. These funds would be used for project planning and development, legal descriptions, and so on and so forth in our packet. Do I have a motion?
This is an arrow. I'll move to recommend that council approve resolution 2026-08.
Lorman will second. Any discussion, questions for staff?
Just a reminder question. District 6. We went from 5 to 7 and 8. Is there a District 6? Was that the?
District 6 is the one that we started the process to create, but did not.
But didn't. Okay. So we don't use a 6 then? We have to skip over that basically.
We
Okay.
also have no number 4, so our kids are 3,
5.
5.
Okay. All right.
Are you bummed that you don't have
Oh.
6, 7?
Oh, no.
I was not going there.
That's the real reason, but.
Good job. All right. Okay, well, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. Next item is a resolution 2026-12 approving the assignment of the 2025 general fund balance. And it's a fiscal impact of $1,611,883 surplus. And it's the recommended 2025 general fund assignment fund balance recommendation includes several carryover items or funds allocated for 2026 projects. This resolution approves the assignment of fund balances, leaving $1,110,000 to add to the city's general fund unassigned fund. May I get a motion?
This is Haniro. I move to recommend that council approve resolution 2026-12.
All right, and Lorman will second that. Any discussion, questions for staff? Staff have any input for this body?
I have a couple questions.
All righty.
On page 15 in the memo, it says the following items are recommended to be carried over from the 2024 budget and reauthorized for expenditures in 2025. And I'm wondering, are those dates correct?
That's it.
Okay.
Apologize.
No,
That's
that's-
using the memo to prior.
I thought that might be the case. I just wanted to make sure. And then it mentions also on this page, I believe, May 16 of 2017. Is that the last time we reviewed the fund balance
policy. Oh, it's on the next page. Sorry, it's in the resolution.
Yeah, I think that's when it was approved. It has been reviewed since then.
Okay. Just wanted to,
We reviewed it and made an adjustment just within the last year to bump up the target range.
that's right. Okay, and then further down in the tape, the pages with the tables. This might be a carryover from others, but page 20 mentions 2023 general fund revenues. And so does
Yeah,
page 22.
the header was updated on the first page of the revenues.
Got it.
Apparently the second page has a
Different header.
It's just, updating for.
Okay, just making sure. And then what if we want to update our traffic impact analysis guidelines? That was discussed at length yesterday at the Plan Commission meeting. I understand it was a $15,000 capital project proposal for 26 that didn't get funded. Is there a way to use the general fund funds to pay for that, or do we have to take that from capital since it originally was proposed as a capital?
It could come from general fund or from capital projects fund. Couple options for general fund. We do have our general contingency of 175,000, but we have the general contingency available for this year. We could also assign an additional 15,000 from the fund balance assignments that we're doing this evening. To give our back for that purpose, or it could come from capital projects.
I think it can wait until Public Works makes a recommendation to us, but it's nice to know that we have that flexibility. Okay, those are all my questions.
I do have one other update to make. The final dollar amounts are going to change slightly. One item that came up as the utility auditors were preparing the Public Service Commission report is an adjustment to our payment in lieu of calculation from the water utility general fund. That has to do with the amount of plant located outside of the city. That'll change these dollar amounts slightly. My recommendation would be that we keep the assignments of fund balance as outlined in the memo and resolution, but just noting that the final dollar amount for unassigned fund balance will probably be likely slightly lower. It should be material, but just want to give you a heads up that we have that adjustment. And the final audit numbers will include in the financial statements, and those will be presented by our auditors at first.
Thank you. Any more questions? All right, well, all those in favor of this resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. Next is Resolution 2026-13, amending the 2026 budget for 2025 general fund carryover and uses of assigned fund balances, $504,051. This resolution amends the 2026 approved budget for the carryover of all funds allocated from the 2025 surplus.
Citizen Iro, I move to recommend council approve the resolution 2026-13.
And Lorman will second that. Any questions or discussions for staff at this point?
Just add that this is related to the item immediately before it, and specifically for those items that are spent in 2026. Our budget.
Okay. Nope.
No more questions.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. Next is resolution amending the 2026 Community Development Authority budget for downtown planters. And the fiscal impact is $10,000. This resolution authorizes additional expenditures of $10,000 for the downtown planters. The fund sources for this cost is the fund balance within the Community Development Authority fund.
Citizen Iro, I move to recommend that council approve resolution 2026-14.
All right, and Norman will second that. Any questions for staff? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 And ayes have it. All right. This is from Parks and Rec. And we're authorizing resolution 2026-15 to apply for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources Healthy Lakes and Rivers Program grant funding for native planting at Lake Street Park. And the fiscal impact is $8,000. The background is in this resolution. I can read through it, but I think for the most part, this is supporting a wonderful initiative and project. And staff, of course, recommends that we move ahead with this.
This is Hanaro. I move to recommend the council approve resolution 2026-15.
Yes, and Norman will second that. Do we have any questions for staff?
I do.
All right. And Kylie is here.
First of all, thank you for pursuing grants. That's, it's a lot of work. And not just to submit the application, but to get it right and then to report on those grants and make sure the money gets spent. So really appreciate that. How much money are you seeking, or do we know? I mean, what's the budget for it?
The max amount that my understanding is $8,000 for the square footage. It was for 350 square feet. That was one unit. So I will confirm with the DNR on that maximum from what but for right now, what I mentioned that was 8,000.
Okay, and do we have to match that in any way?
Yep, the 25%.
25%. Okay. And then I'm wondering if the Lake Street Park Wetland Establishment Project, which I like the name, I wonder if that is something that will be eligible for receiving donations of plants on the Plant Dane annual, annual buy native plants. And like I donated some to the folks at Conservancy Bend Conservancy Bend so that they could fill in the space that was cleared on Pheasant Branch Road. So I'm wondering if the city's project could be something that we put in the hopper next year to get people to donate plants.
Yeah, I made note of it, so we could definitely look into that program for next year. We have several partner organizations that are working on our grants with that program. So we received the award of that program, but I did not pursue it for this specific.
Okay, thanks, Carrie.
Questions? Okay, thank you. Okay, well, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. This comes to us from planning. And this is the approval of work order number 1 and schedule with Vanderwall and Associates for the Tax Incremental District 7 and 8 creation in an amount not to exceed $40,000. With the recent closure of the incremental District 3, the city will be under the 12% assessment valuation cap and will have capacity to create a new tax incremental district. Staff is recommending the attached work order and schedule for the new, for the creation. City staff will work with the Planning Commission, Finance Personnel, Common Council, and the Middleton Joint Review Board on establishing the boundaries of the new TID throughout the process.
This is Haniro. I move to recommend council approval of work order number 1 and schedule with Vanderwall and Associates.
Yes, Norman will second that. Any questions for staff? Abby's here. Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Next, from Public Works, agreement with ECS Midwest LLC for geotechnical services. This is $7,401, and this is in preparation of the upcoming bridge replacement project on Century Avenue at the Branch Street. And Water Utilities is planning for the recounting of water main and sanitary sewer, and staff recommends this moving ahead. Do I have a second? I'm sorry, a motion.
This is I recommend that council approve the agreement with ECS Midwest LLC.
Yep, Lorman will second that. Do I have
Sure.
any questions?
I mean, there is some additional language that does need to get inserted in this that didn't make it into this draft, so I would ask if the motion could be, to approve subject to final city attorney approval.
Sure. So we'll amend the motion. The motion would be for the agreement with ECS Midwest LLC for the geotechnical services subject to city attorney approval.
I'll second that.
All right. Any questions regarding that? Okay.
I do have one
Mhm.
question. Under city responsibilities, in the agreement, number two, that's C, scope of services one, city responsibility C, number two, obtain additional soil borings as needed. Isn't Vanderwall supposed to be in charge of the soil borings? Do we know?
Yeah, the public works person.
Know the answer to that?
Yeah, we can get the answer from Public Works, but Vanderwall, they're not technically an engineering firm, they're more of a planning firm, so that type of engineering soil work is contracted out usually.
Okay, but yeah, I guess.
Recording in progress.
I was just curious about the wording about that, because I think they mark out 3 in the agreement.
Can you
But-
repeat where it is, Randall?
It's on page 37 of the packet under scope of services, city responsibilities, number 2.
Services number 2. Obtain additional soil borings as needed.
Yeah, I don't know if the soil borings are something that should be included under the overall design and engineering services
Yeah,
to accomplish the construction. And we don't have, who did this come from?
Ben.
Ben. Or no, Mike. Mike Meyer.
yeah, if we could just follow up on that, I guess.
Looking at the proposal, it's like this firm would be doing the borings. I wonder if it would be, if it's found that additional borings would be required, it's just indicating that that would be a city responsibility to pay for that additional boring.
That's kind of what I was wondering too, yeah.
But yeah, we can confirm that.
Okay,
Is that something we can find out before the council meeting? Okay, thanks.
that's all I had.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Next, from Parks and Rec, award to bid to Madison Commercial Landscape for the 2026 playground replacement project in an amount not to exceed $158,426, subject to city attorney approval of any associated contracts.
This is an arrow. I move to recommend that the common council approve the award of bid to Madison Commercial Landscapes.
So Norman will second that. And Kylie's here. Do we have any questions?
I do.
All right.
So it mentions the full playground equipment replacement at Stonefield and Hawkridge Parks, new swing sets at Woodside Heights Park, and site work. And I'm just wondering, what is the schedule?
The schedule is, that starts in June and the end, will be in August, or the end of August.
Okay.
So, August 30th, I can look at it real quick.
Okay, and will there be like a grand opening or any kind of celebration to really promote the new? Okay,
We, will get to the grand opening, so we'll have time for, the sustainability themed,
okay.
custom sustainability and down at Hawkridge Park, so we're excited to include your department on those efforts. We have quite a few grant openings lined up for our parks this year.
Great, thank you.
All right, if there aren't any more questions, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Mr. Chair,
Next.
for point of information, just to go back to agreements number 2, just to close the loop on that. The answer I got back is yes, the intent is that the city would be responsible for payment of any additional soil borings, not that we would be doing the soil boring work itself.
Okay.
Right. Next item, this comes to us from Parks and Rec, Kevin Short. Right, I'm in the right order. Award to quote, Property Solutions contracting the Red Tail Bridge development, planting in an amount not to exceed 13,500, subject to city attorney approval of any associated contracts. Of course, in the packet is all the original documentation highlighted by staff, showing where the obligation to get this done is. Lots of trees and so on and so forth. I'll make a motion for approval of this contract.
Haniro, subject to city attorney.
Yep.
Okay, and Haniro will second that.
Okay, any questions for staff?
We have one, and that's just, was there any outreach to find out why the other two potentially interested companies didn't wind up submitting bids? Did they just run out of time or?
Yeah, our city forester, Tony Crom, followed up with both of those, and I think it was a time issue, to be honest. So one submitted a proposal late, and the other expressed interest but never submitted a proposal. Had both companies submitted a proposal, our choice still would have been the lowest.
Okay, thanks.
All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Last item here is the investment policy review. There's no fiscal impact, and Bill will be running through this.
Yeah, included in the packet is the city's investment policy. This was last reviewed about 3 years ago. One of the provisions in the policy is that it should be reviewed by the finance committee at least every 3 years. At this time, we're not recommending any changes in the body of the policy. We believe that it has served us well. We did update the last 4 pages of policy in Exhibit B, which is the current list of authorized public depositories. Remove some that we're not currently doing business with. We've had some name changes, so that would reflect the current list of institutions that relationships with, have investments with, or have been including solicitations of proposals. As far as the policy itself, it is following best practices of Government Finance Officers Association, talks about safety, liquidity, and return on the policy. Has provisions for our laddered investment structure, diversification, and safekeeping. Happy to answer any questions or present a discussion.
Just a question on page, let me get my page right. 141, safekeeping and custody. The number 70 SAS, that is probably outdated. And I think it's up to, my notes are SSAE number 18.
Yeah, I can certainly follow up with our auditors to see if there's an updated reference that should be included for that provision. The intent would be that it would be that they are maintaining their current with the current accounting standards for internal controls. I know that we do get a report from our custodian, which is US Bank, and that's provided to our auditors each year. So they are reviewing that, but I can check and see if we should make an update to the reference in here.
Is it probably meaningless? It doesn't matter if it's updated or not. Doesn't change the substance of it, does it?
I don't think it changes the substance. And the intent is that just that the partner that we have as our custodial agent is maintaining the most current standards for internal control compliance.
Great.
I have a question, and that is just, how come we're updating this now instead of in like July in time for August? Is it just because of the number of changes to the authorized public depositories?
I included it on this really just because we were doing the quarterly investment update, and I thought we would do that in conjunction with that. But there's no particular reason why I'm doing it in this quarter versus next quarter.
Okay, thank you. You need a motion?
Would you like them? Yes.
Yeah, I think it'd be appropriate to have a motion to affirm the policy.
Motion is to affirm
Affirm
the
the policy. This
policy.
is Hanira. I'll move to affirm the policy with the changes as noted.
Barman will second that. All right. Any other discussion, comments? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, back to the top of my outline. So this brings us to convene into a closed session pursuant to Wisconsin State statute.
I thought we have
Mr.
the
Chair?
Oh,
investment.
Yeah,
whoops.
there is
Oh,
the
sorry.
update on the
Whoops.
first quarter investment.
Sorry about that,
reports.
Bill.
And this will be pretty brief unless there are questions. There hasn't been a lot of change in activity. Over the last 12 months, there was a decrease in the Federal Reserve rate. Since then, rates have maintained relative constant. There was speculation that there would be additional rate cuts, but I think given the current state of the economy, rates have been remaining constant. The weighted average yield on the city's portfolio is at 3.78% at the end of March. That's slightly above our two benchmarks that are included in the policy. We continue to maintain a diversified and laddered portfolio going out up to 5 years. It is weighted more heavily towards cash, especially at the end of the March report. We had a large payment outgoing in April with the closure of TID and paying off of TIF bonds. We'll have other TIF-related costs with the closure of the TID. So that'll be drawing down the cash portion of our balance. But no changes to our philosophy are planned at this time, just managing our investments within our leverage structure. Available for any questions.
I'm more curious in the sense of what type of thoughts or discussions we have with our advisors, given some of our ongoing and continued volatility in the bonds, notes, and bills market. Because it is short-term, mid-term, long-term, and it is where we put our money, is back into our own government. What do they say? Meh, leave it.
Yeah, and our policy and state statutes are pretty prescriptive in what we can invest in.
Mhm.
So it primarily is shorter term certificates of deposits, government bonds, federal government agencies, some ability to do state and local bonds. We don't have any of those in our portfolio currently. We are not trying to time the market or outguess the market as far as future interest rates. We have a buy and hold to maturity philosophy. We ensure that we have adequate liquidity with investments that are maturing on a regular schedule so that we aren't having to sell bonds and have to deal with potential loss. Really didn't have to sell something prior to maturity. Within our structure, we do go out up to 5 years, but we do have some targets as listed on the front page of the report, limiting how much we go out to, particularly in years 3, 4, and 5, to try to limit that future interest rate risk. And then our approach really following the tenets of the policies. First of all, making sure that we're investing in very safe, secure and collateralized deposits, that we have adequate liquidity and cash available to meet our cash flow needs. And then after those two are met, our third criteria is trying to earn the best return we can, but we're not out there trying to speculate on interest rates to boost return.
Sure, yeah. All right, thank you. Any other questions? Okay,
Okay, yep, no action needed on that.
all right. So I need some help here convening into a closed session.
This is Haniro. I move to convene into closed session.
All right. House
Mrs. Crowe, I'll second.
second, and then we need to do a roll call for this.
Correct. And I'll call the roll. Haniro,
Yes.
Mormon,
Yes.
Crow.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, no opposed, and just give them just a moment and we'll be set up in closed session.